right, everybody, welcome to One Nation, a Sports Locker Magazine Extra. Today is Monday, September the 4th, and it's Labor Day. I know many of you were out laboring or enjoying yourselves, I guess not laboring. Maybe you had the day off. I didn't personally have the day off, but that's okay. I had to get ready to get on here and be with you guys tonight. I have a fun program that I'm bringing before you tonight. Now, it's just going to be me talking, so don't be concerned about that. But what we're going to talk about are some amazing student athletes, amazing coaches, and some great stories that you may not have caught. So, without any further ado, we're going to kick this off by going straight to our cover story for the July August issue, and we're going to talk right away about Benjamin Speaks. Now, Benjamin, he is featured right here. Benjamin was our cover story for the July August issue, and Benjamin was very much a hardworking student athlete. One of the things that I want to share with you real quick is that he was able to overcome some of the difficulties through the loss of a best friend, the loss of his father, all in 2021. Benjamin was able to get past those things. And you know what? You can even check out his story on our YouTube channel, Sports Locker Magazine Extra. You can go there and you can see his interview right there. You can pull that up and hear Benjamin tell about that story as well as a whole bunch of other things. Uh, Benjamin was, again, just a great young man. I hope you get to check out his story. If you haven't read it already, you can go to sportslockermagazine.com and check out that story. You can make sure that you see him with his video on the front, as well as being able to check out some of the different things that Benjamin is doing right now. He's going into his senior season, and you're going to be excited to get to see what he's going to do next. All right. I'm telling you right now, we've got a lot of student athletes that we're going to cover, so I want you to just hold on here for just a moment. We're going to move on to our next one here in just a second, but this next one is going to be from Blair Oaks, and it's one of two from Blair Oaks. And I want to share that with you here real quick. The two student athletes that we're featuring here. Now, I'm just telling you, sometimes we can make some mistakes, right? Anybody else ever make a mistake? Well, we made a little bit of a mistake when we uh, were dealing with the May June article of Sports Locker magazine. We had a young lady that we had on the program that um, that we talked about in the May June issue where we actually had her name wrong, and that young lady was Autumn Bax. Not I'm sorry, not Autumn Bax. It was Anna Weckenberg, and Anna. We wanted to do her a little bit of justice by coming back and having another article for her. Anna was a Falcon, and she was part of two state championship teams. Anna was also very instrumental in those two state championships, where she is a hard worker. And the cool thing is that she's being able to go from being a Falcon to a Blue Jay. Anna is looking forward to taking those talents of hers on up there to Westminster, and she's going to continue to work hard and bring it out on the volleyball court. So I know you're going to enjoy the different things that Anna's doing up in Westminster. And we'll get to see her a whole lot more, knowing that she's going to be uh, working very hard as a Blue Jay. The other student athlete is Autumn Bax, and Autumn is right now a senior at Blair Oaks High School. Autumn, as you can see in our article, there is a two-time state champion, as well as Autumn is an all two-time all-state, all-conference, all district. I mean, she's all everything, and she's only a junior. But what is really amazing is that she is setting records for kills in single season, as well as total kills for a volleyball player at Blair Oaks. We're excited to see what Autumn's doing in the next phases, moving on in the years to come, and just all of the different things that she is going to provide out there on the volleyball court there in at Blair Oaks High School in Wardsville. Autumn is an outstanding student athlete, an outstanding young lady, and I know that you're going to enjoy getting to see her during her senior year. We've got a lot of other student athletes that we want to cover, but I want to just tell you real quick, if you haven't seen the magazine, you can go to any of the grocery stores. You can get a printed copy for yourself. You can go to Hy-Vee, you can go to Downtown Book and Toy, you can go to Cal's Thriftway in California, and you can go to C&R Market in Fulton if you want a printed copy. If you want to just check it out digitally, go to sportslockermagazine.com and you can pull up the same thing that I'm pulling up for you here tonight. So we're going to move on to the next one here. We've got right now the next person, and this is what we really enjoy doing in our July August issue. We love featuring student athletes that are going into military to serve our country. And Zach Hake of Helias Catholic is one of those individuals that we want to honor tonight by just telling a little bit about Zach's story. Zach is in the military right now, and he attended Helias Catholic. But I want you to hear what it is that this young man who is now in the Air Force and he left there for July. I want you to hear this great quote from Zach. He said in his article, "I sometimes get emotional when I look at the flag, especially around Memorial Day, because I remember and think of the brave people who fought against the evils of this world." Wow, when we hear something like that from coming from a young man, coming from somebody that's just getting started, really just getting started in life and stepping out and as an adult and ready to defend our freedom. It's great young men and women like Zach Hake that I'm just so appreciative of. And from all of us at Sports Soccer Magazine, we just want to say thank you right now for your service, Zach, and for all the different things that you are doing for our country and for your community. We really appreciate you, and again, thank you for your service. All right, our next student athlete that we're going to cover here is Joshua Kohlmeyer of Calvary Lutheran. Joshua Kohlmeyer did quite a bit at Calvary. Joshua talks about helping start the soccer program over there. Now Joshua, as you can see, he's got a pretty serious look on his face right there in that article. You can again just find that on our digital issue of Sports Locker magazine. But Joshua is attending the Federal Service Academy in the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy in Kings Point, New York. You can find out more about his plans in this article, but he wants to be in the U.S. Navy, and he is really looking forward to a career in that. And we just again want to say thank you so much to young men and women, and thank you, Joshua, for your service. And I love the title. If I won't, who will? That is a great statement to make. If I won't, who will? That can be something that all of us can say in whatever we do. All right, our next student athlete here, we're going to move on to, let's see here. Got to forgive me, guys. I'm trying to get this lined out the best I can, doing this on my own. First time ever trying this. So, but I wanted to just share this with you tonight because again, there's just so many great stories in this next one about Keaton Shrimp, um, Keaton Shrimp right out there in Russellville. Keaton is a Russellville Indian, and you can see right now the different things that are displayed on the screen. Great pictures, and again, our photographer Katie Gill does an outstanding job with taking the photographs for the magazine. Um, we enjoy getting out there and interacting with those student athletes. And Keaton, he's in his he is getting ready for his junior year. So he's already accomplished quite a bit as a freshman and sophomore, but he would like to medal in the state track meet and compete in the district level in football. He's a hard worker, and if you think he's busy on the field of play, he's also busy in the classroom with a 3.97 grade point average, and he's president of the honor society at his school. He's in beta club, choir, law club. That's not all. So make sure you check out his article. Keaton Shrimp, right there in Russellville, outstanding student athlete. Again, love seeing young men and women try to be the best that they possibly can be, and Keaton Shrimp is one of those. And I like, again, I like the titles that our people come up with, the one and only. Uh, so, he's got some good red hair. You guys can see I do not have hair, but when I was growing up, I had red hair. So I can appreciate that, those locks that he's got on top of his head. So I'm gonna not have you look at me anymore, because that is definitely not where we want to go. So we're gonna move on back to the magazine, and
CNS Business Services has been connecting employees.
We'll bring up our next one. We've got right up the road from there in Eugene, we've got Saray Schulte. Saray Schulte, right up there in Eugene. She is, again, another student athlete that really brought a lot to the Eugene Eagles during her time at school there. Saray not only competed as in the academic bowl, she competed and she did very well in there, as well as she was on the shooting club. And Saray plans on taking, those shooting skills as she's attending Drury University. She's going to continue doing that, and where she's wanting to study marketing and management. So, Saray, we look for good things coming out of her in the future. And again, we just think, look at that picture of the eagle. She was standing in front of that and just took great pride in being a Eugene Eagle. And we look forward to seeing good things coming from Saray. Our next student athlete we are going to talk about is Ramsey Shapler of Lynn High School. Ramsey was very integral in the parts she played at Lynn High School, and um, trying to get that clicked on here. Let me get over there. We go. All right. You see Ramsey, she's a runner, and she stays positive with a lot of the different things that she's faced. One of the things that she talks about is the great coaching and helping her achieve her goal in under 6 minutes on the track in the mile. That was her goal. On page 36, we see that she reached that goal with a personal best time of 5 minutes and 50.82 seconds. And if you think she's fast on the track, again, that's a good time. Ramsey did a great job there, but she's also very, very busy off of the track. In her spare time, she sports a 4.0 GPA while working, playing piano, and deer hunting with her dad. Uh, that's pretty amazing. Just all the different things that she does, as well as being a force on the track. We look forward to those good things coming from her as she continues on with her career. Our next student athlete is a former Fatima Comet speedster, and we're just continuing on down the road right up there in Fatima. We've got Rachel Ware, and she told us about a really difficult time that she had. Rachel had a rare autoimmune disease that she faced during the summer of 2021. As you can see in our article here on page um, 38, Rachel is talking about being Fatima strong. And this young lady was definitely very, very strong. She shared how difficult it was to come back from this autoimmune disease and all of the support that she gained through the process. She's quoted as saying in her article, "Every day I thank God I am still here and able to share my story." We're thankful. We're so thankful for that too, Rachel. We're happy that you were able to overcome that, and we look forward to seeing even better things coming on for you in the future. Um, our next, I guess, what we'll go ahead and do, our next thing we'll work on is we will work on take a quick little break and come back and finish up our other student athletes in the July August issue of 2023. So we'll take just a short break and we'll be right back.
CNS Business Services has been connecting employees with employers since 1977. Recently, CNS rebranded to CNS Employment Solutions to more clearly define their mission of serving the needs of applicants, employees, and businesses while remaining current and evolving with the changes in the workforce. One important thing has not changed. CNS Employment Solutions partners with a wide variety of employers, placing employees in jobs that match their skills and needs.
Say yes to CNS.
CNS Business Services, Paula Benny and her team over there at CNS Employment Solutions. They do an outstanding job of making sure people get connected with the right employees and people that are looking for jobs, find the right jobs. They do a great job, and we appreciate everything that they do for our community, as well as everything that they do for Sports Locker Magazine. Another one that we want to quickly share and talk about that does a lot for Sports Locker Magazine, we want to share about our coach of the issue. And the coach of the issue for the July-August issue was Coach Damon Wells. Coach Damon Wells over at Jefferson City High School does an outstanding job, and he is not only somebody that interacts very well with his student athletes, he just interacts great with students and faculty in general. Coach Damon Wells of Jefferson City High School, we just appreciate Big Whiskies for sponsoring this particular section of Sports Locker Magazine and just giving honor to some very hardworking coaches, and we just appreciate that. We want to say thank you, Big Whiskies, for doing that. Coach Wells made this comment. He says, "I love kids and I want them to have unbelievable experiences in their lives." That's the kind of people that we're looking for in leading our student athletes right here in mid-Missouri. Coach Damon Wells, again, thank you, Big Whiskies, for featuring this great man. All right, our next one that we want to feature, we're going to step right on into our next student athlete, and that is on up the road, down over there in California, Missouri, where we've got Ella Bailey. Ella Bailey, you can see in this article that Ella likes bears, and there is a very great story about why she likes bears so much, and it's found on page 42, as you can see there. This California Pinto senior, she talks about her favorite memory for volleyball, including something off of the court where she went to a Build-A-Bear store in Branson, Missouri during volleyball camp. They picked out a bear in honor of an assistant coach who, due to cancer, was no longer able to coach. Ella and her teammates held the team bear in their huddle before every game with a voice recording of their former coach saying, "Go Lady Pintos." What a tribute. Well done, Ella and Lady Pintos. What a great tribute for somebody that poured into you. And that's just a great story of how you're just remembering her and honoring her. So thank you guys, and you continue to do an outstanding job up there in California. So good luck this next season. All right, moving on to our next student athlete, we're going to talk about Nate Reynolds of Eldon High School. Nate is somebody that is very goal driven, he's a student of the game, it says in his article right there. Nate is a 1,600 meter, 3,200 meter runner on the track, as well as he runs cross country. But he talks about a lot of things on page 44 with his article. He holds 2 school records with the fastest time in the mile and the 2 mile. This all-state runner looks to add to that during his final campaign during his senior year as a Mustang. Even though it's bittersweet, he knows his high school experience is coming to an end, and he's wanting to give it all he's got heading into this final year. So good luck, Nate Reynolds. You're going to do an outstanding job, and we've enjoyed watching you and look for more to come. Speaking of more to come, we've got some more student athletes that we're covering. Again, I wanted to just kind of take you through a little bit tonight on some of the different stories that we have with some great student athletes and coaches right here in mid-Missouri. And I just wanted to give you a little bit of a taste of some of the things that they're doing, some of the things that they talked about in their articles, and just wanted to honor them a little bit more. So we've talked about a lot of schools, but we've got a few more to go to. So let's go ahead and move on to our next one. And our next one is right here in Jefferson City, where we're going to talk about Cole Heller. Cole Heller, you can see that he is a pretty good jumper up there by the rim pretty well. He did a few things for us as he was getting his photo shoot, including dunking. I don't know about any of you. I cannot do that anymore. I was only able to do it for a short time in high school. I am not able to do it anymore. So I appreciate the athletic ability of Cole Heller. But what I appreciate even more is just like in his title, it says, play for more than yourself. And one of the things that Cole talks about, and he's an integral part of the Final Four basketball team for the Jays, but he also was outstanding on the soccer pitch, and he achieved some honors for his play on the soccer pitch, achieved some honors for playing on the basketball court. But one of the things that he really wants to make sure that he does is he wants to honor his God and doing the best that he can to love others. I think that, if we have so many student athletes that are out there, if we have more and more that will do those types of things, is love other people and honor God, we know that we will be in good hands in our future in the days to come. So well done, Cole Heller, and we look forward to your future. He's wanting to be a pediatrician after he graduates from the University of Missouri. All right. And another great student athlete is right over in St. Elizabeth. We have Lauren Strumpf. Lauren, Lauren has been very successful on the basketball court at St. Elizabeth. But she talks about in her article on page 50, she talks about how she's outdoorsy. While we get to see her on the court and on the softball field in this coming 2023-24 school year, we find out some interesting things about her in this article. We find out about her joy for hunting, fishing, farming, and anything in between. And part of that farm life where they raise crops, cattle, and a few horses. Uh, Lauren, great job, but I appreciate the fact that you're a hard worker and you hold some very strong family values. And again, just appreciative of young people like yourself and the hard work that Lauren puts in. So, uh, next one we're going to talk about here on up the highway in North Callaway. We are going to talk about Brandon Spate of the North Callaway Thunderbirds. Brandon graduated with a 3.8 GPA and participated with the North Callaway Fire Protection District. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't know if you know about a lot of these young men and women that get involved in things like fire protection. They are very serious and they dig in very enthusiastically and with a great passion. And I appreciate that because these types of people are the ones that you want to be there if you ever need help. In his article on page 52, we read about how Brandon trained year round for football and had a passion for his sport. Along with all the other awards and hard work, Speet made sure to give credit to his parents and his coaches for his success. Before becoming a Tiger at Mizzou, which is his ultimate goal, Brandon plans to start at MACC in Columbia and then transfer to Mizzou for a degree in business. Grant Brandon, when we met him, was a large young man, and I'm glad that he did not run into me on the football field. And I'm glad that he did not run into me as we were helping with his photo shoot. So good luck to you, Brandon. Our next story that we're covering tonight is about a young man that's not too far from North Callaway in Fulton, Missouri, but he was from much further away before that. He came from Rwanda to Fulton. And in his article that we find here on page 54, in his article, we get to see a little bit about Christian Mahoro of Fulton High School and the transition that took place when he moved from Rwanda to Fulton. A lot of us might take that for granted, moving from one place to another, but you're talking about someone who moved from one culture into another. He plans to build on his all state honors of 2 years in a row and continue making the Hornets soccer team a force to be reckoned with. Christian's thankful for all those people in Fulton, the Fulton community, who helped and accepted his family as they got accustomed to a new language and surroundings. Just great stories. I love seeing things like this where people are achieving the American dream, and this story about Christian is just the start of the best that's yet to come. All right, now we're moving on to another young man who is now defending our country, and I want to introduce you, if you have not read this, to Abdil AJ Kempker. Abdil, or AJ, we'll go ahead and call him, went to Capital City High School, and he is now a Marine. AJ was a two-time state qualifier for Capital City and also a two-time All-American at the Adidas Nationals Wrestling Championship Tournament. But I'm just so impressed by AJ, and when we met him and doing his photo shoot, just talking with him and just seeing how he carried himself, we are in good hands, people. He's currently in San Diego and was quoted as saying, "I plan to serve until they make me leave." Well, AJ, thank you for your service, and I hope that they don't make you leave anytime soon. We appreciate you, and we know that you're going to do very well. All right, our last feature here is from Southern Boone, and we want to talk quickly about Paige Cruzen. Paige has been very successful on the diamond in Southern Boone, and she's a pitcher. Paige shares about the difficult time that she had, though, when she lost her grandpa in 2021. Now, her article is titled "Rising to the Occasion." I'm I'm so excited that we have young people like her. So excited that we have young people like her doing all the different things. I'm going to bring us on back here. All right, we had somebody tried to call me and cut me off there real quick, so I'm going to get right back to talking about Paige here from Southern Boone. And Paige was very, very adamant, and I wouldn't say adamant, but she was very clear on talking about the impact that her grandpa had on her. And when she lost him in 2021, her article talks about rising to the occasion. Paige has used this motivation for playing for more than just the name on her shirt, on her jersey. She plays in honor of her late grandpa, Michael Larenson. What a great story from a great young lady and honoring her grandpa. I want to quickly point out here that Star Flores was just saying that AJ started the Marine Crucible this morning at 2 a.m. He will officially be a Marine on Wednesday at 6 a.m. after he completes the Crucible. Wow. Thank you so much, Star. I appreciate you bringing that on there and giving us an update on him. Again, what a great young man. I know you're proud. I was very honored to meet him, and I know that he's going to do well. Um, all these kids that we've talked about tonight, and the coaches, all these different people. I just wanted to give you a quick little glimpse of what we are so honored and privileged to do is by bringing you these stories, not only through the printed magazine, but also on One Nation of Sports Locker Magazine Extra. Sometimes we have some of these student athletes come on, and you can check out their articles. And I want to point out again, real quick, where you can find some of those. We want to turn to the One Nation, a Sports Locker Magazine Extra page. And on there, you can see a lot of these student athletes that we have done interviews with, as well as we have some very unique ones that we have, like Reed Millard talking about racing. We had Cynthia Walker, she's talked about coaching. Uh, a couple of other ones that we had our very successful coach, Ted LePage. We've had Kimball Anders was on our 100th anniversary episode with Sports Locker Magazine, One Nation of Sports Locker Magazine Extra. Kimball was a legend for the Kansas City Chiefs, and we also had Ozzie Smith, and we had um, Neil Smith of the Kansas City Chiefs. It was such a great honor to talk about them. And we also had, let's see, I think I can show you right here, Sarah and Izzy Lubert. Sarah plays soccer professionally, and Izzy is playing college soccer right now. And you can find these are interviews and a whole bunch more. I mean, we've got a bunch of them on here if you want to check those out. Just a lot of really great content, and they're always fun to do. I like to be able to bring you guys as much variety as we possibly can. And that's kind of what I did tonight is I wanted to bring you a little bit of variety, a little bit of a look back to some outstanding student athletes. And so thank you for joining me tonight. Again, if you want to check out some of these articles, go to sportslockermagazine.com, check out our digital edition, or you can go and find our magazine in Hy-Vee, Downtown Book and Toy, CNR Market in Fulton, and Cows Thriftway in California. And make sure, as always, that you join us on Monday nights. I did this a little bit early tonight so that you can get back to your Labor Day. But thank you for joining me. Next week, we'll have another program that for you to look at, and got some good guests coming on. I think you're going to really enjoy that. So make sure you join us next week at 7 o'clock. I'm your host, Kirk DeMars. Again, thank you for joining us on this Labor Day 2023. Enjoy the rest of your day. God bless you. We'll see you next week.